Hey, how you doing? It's Coach B Wiley, and I came on here a second ago and it did something happen. So I'm starting this video over. If you're watching this live on TikTok, how are you doing? If you're not seeing this on TikTok and you're seeing it on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and like and share with a friend. If you like dating and communicating content, disclaimer, my allergies are still eating my butt up. And so this content, disclaimer, my allergies are still eating my butt up, and so this eye is a little slower and a little lower than this eye here. I didn't put on any eyeliner or eye makeup, just mascara, because this eye is giving me the blues, so please overlook it. And outside of that, I wanted to talk to you ladies and gents about the 7 dating, what did I put down? 7 dating mistakes guys make. Usually I talk directly to the women, and sometimes every now and then I'll speak to the guys, because not only just women follow me, a lot of guys follow me as well. And so, hey fellas, how are you doing? And if you want to chime in, feel free to do so. And if not, and you just want to watch, feel free to do that. If you do like this video, feel free to heart it and follow me on TikTok. And of course, let me know what your questions are so I can answer them for you in a video just like this. So the first dating mistake that a guy makes. Let's say you meet a guy, you're out and about living your best life, and then a guy approaches you and you're talking, you exchange names, and you're just having small talk. And then on the first date, you go on your first date, and he asks you, oh, you've been single for about 2 years now, and your previous relationship may have lasted, let's just say it lasted a year. So you've been single for 2 years, right? And he says, well, are you dating anyone else right now? Do guys approach you? And then you're like, yes. And then he says, well, you don't have a man and it's been about 2 years now. What's wrong with you? And so that right there is off-putting. That question, asking someone what's wrong with them, as if something has to be wrong with them as to why they're single, that is off-putting. It is disrespectful. Can y'all hear that? I'm not going to listen to that. Okay, so side note, you know the smoke alarm, when you don't put a battery in it, it makes that noise that mine is making. But mine is batteryless. It has wires in it. So when my house reaches a certain temperature, it starts chirping. And I just heard it. And y'all ain't about to call me ghetto. So let me make it go off. Be right back. Okay, I need to get the maintenance man to look at that because it chirps if it gets a certain degree in here. Anyway, so number one, like I was saying, if you're just tuning in, I'm talking about the 7 dating mistakes guys make. And we're talking about when a guy asks a woman what's wrong with her because she's single for X amount of time. It could be a week, it could be 3 weeks, it could be a month, it could be 2 years. Whatever the case, now I'm out of breath because I rushed over there. Whatever the case is, sirs, don't ask a woman what's wrong with her, because no one, if she's not single, think about it this way. If she's not single, that means she's jumping from one relationship to the next. There is no break in between. That's not anything you should do. That's not healthy. That's not allowing yourself to decompress and think back about that relationship and think about the mistakes you could have made, the mistakes they made, how you could have been a better communicator, how you could have handled them differently. Could you have cut that relationship off earlier? Should you have tried this, that, like all the questions, all the things, all the pondering. I think it's always a good idea to take what I have deemed your pause for the cause in between relationships so that you can be better, because the goal is to be better for the next person that you're with. So if you're dating a guy and he asks you flat foot out, what's wrong with you, then you must question his emotional intelligence and ask him what's wrong with him, and thinking that something's wrong with you because you haven't jumped right into a relationship and you've had some things you need to work on and you're doing so. And another thing is, just because you are not in another relationship doesn't mean anything is wrong with anybody. It could mean that you literally have not met a dude that's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, name the things, on your page, on your level. And that's okay. So you just have to keep that in mind, fellas. Watch your words. Women shouldn't ask that either, but I'm talking about dudes today. All right. Number 2, the 7 dating mistakes guys make. Number 2 is important. And a lot of men like to do this, and I don't understand why. Number 2, stop sending unsolicited D pics. I don't know why it started. I don't know who created it. I don't know who invented it. I don't know who thought it was a good idea. I have no idea why guys do this. I literally had a guy do this. It was a full-blown pic, then a video, and it's just like, what are we doing? And this was someone that I have not seen in 20 years. At the time, I had not seen him in 20 years. And then all of a sudden, I open my inbox, and it's, whoop, there it is. I thought you knew. Like, what am I supposed to, what am I supposed to do with this, sir? I remember years, this has been a long time ago when I did online dating. Oh my gosh, this was over a decade ago. I don't even remember what site, don't even matter. But I was talking to this guy, and it had nothing to do with getting jiggy with it. We were just having a common conversation. And then that next morning, hold on, I got something going on in the comments. I'll get to that in 1 second. But the next morning, as I'm getting ready for work, literally, I open my phone and it's, it was weird. It was, and I was like, why are you sending me this, sir? I read him. I didn't say that, but I said something else. I don't remember exactly. This was over a decade ago. But his rebuttal was, oh, I sent that on accident. I didn't mean to send that to you. And I'm just like, I blocked him after that. Don't even remember the dude's name. Never met him in person. We had just talked online, exchanged numbers, and he sent that. It's just like, don't be out here sending your junk through the internet. What if you meet someone who is your DF? What is a DF? But doesn't know it because I'm fitting. Who doesn't even realize? I don't know what a DF is. What is a DF, first of all? Somebody was in the comments asking me, because I was talking about when I said the number one thing, what's wrong with you? And he's saying, what if you meet someone whom is your DF, but she doesn't know it? What is a DF? Because I'm sitting with, I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Can somebody tell me what that means? Because I don't know what that even means. So, all right, let me know. So that was number 2. So number 1 was, don't ask a girl what's wrong with her. Number 2, stop sending unsolicited D pics because they ugly. It don't look right. It's weird. Now, if she asks you for it, that's a whole different ball game. But I'm just talking about on a Sunday afternoon after church, she opened up her phone and boom, it hits her right in the face. Let's not do that. So number 3, when we're talking about 7 dating mistakes guys make, number 3 is thinking she'll never change. Woo, that gets right under my skin. For the guys, let's say you were dating this young lady at 25 years old and you're 45 years old. You've been married. You've been married, divorced. She done lived her best life, going to school, got her master's. She probably got married, possibly divorced. Let's say, just say y'all done went through the motions, whatever y'all story was. And y'all dated when y'all was 25 and y'all dated, let's say a couple years, and you kept in contact, like if you saw each other out, cordial contact. Now you've moved on, you're 45, and you're expecting and thinking that who she was at 25 when she dated you is who she is at 45. And that doesn't make any sense to me. And it also doesn't make any sense that if we're always growing and evolving, and if you know you've grown and evolved is what you're supposed to do, man, why are you expecting her to be the same girl she was at 25 at 45? Like, it doesn't make sense. Just like, let's say y'all was just hooking up and was friends with benefits in your early 20s, maybe even early 30s, whatever age you want to put on it, because you can be friends with benefits at 50 these days. So let's just say you were 20s, 30s. Let's just say you're in your 30s, friends with benefits. Let's say 7 years go by. You haven't really seen this person. You happen to run into him at the gym, and then you exchange numbers, and you were like, hey, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go out and have coffee or have a drink. And then you go out and you're still expecting her to be on that kind of time, when in fact, she's not on that kind of time. When actually, after she hooked up with you with that friends and benefits thing, she decided she just don't want to be no hookup. She don't want to just get with a dude to hook up. She actually wants to date with the intention to marry someone, whoever that someone is, not saying it's you, but whoever she commits to, and God is just like, that's your dude. You can't be out here thinking who she was back then is who she is today, because the guy who sent me that D-pic, literally, I talked to him in my 20s. I was literally in college. And I say literally, that's the word of the day. Because I was literally in college. I was 21. I will be 43 this year. And this was a year ago that he was sending all that. Like 2, 3. It was last year that I actually talked to him and got him straight, and he doesn't do it anymore. He quit. But it was like a year or so before that when he was sending me these unsolicited videos and D-pics and trying to fly me out to where he was. And I was just like, but for what? Like, are you serious? We were in college, dude. We were just having a good time. Like anyone in college should have a good time if that's what they want to do. So knowing that he follows B. Wiley on all my platforms, he looking and lurking and following and subscribing. And you see what time I'm on now. But I guess you think it's a fake and a front, because some guys will think that who you're showing up as is your representative. But because they know you before it is doing whatever you're doing, I'm a life coach. Let's say you're a lawyer. Let's say you're a doctor, public speaker. Let's say you just have this professional position and they want to challenge that because they think they know, but they have no idea. So fellas, you got to stop doing that. And just because you were hooking up with a girl and it was just no strings attached, everybody's good, doesn't mean that she's then 20 years later, 15 years later, 10 years, 5 years, is still going to be that same girl and that same energy. People change. And you have to realize that she isn't who she is back then. But some men are convinced. Actually, some men are convinced that women don't change and that women think from the same brain. Like we literally have this big old brain that we're sharing, women across the world, and we're just giving that little piece of brain and we're just using that. And it makes no sense. So most women don't change. Okay, let's see what this says. I'm sorry, I got to put my hand up there so I can see it. K Thorne says, most women don't change for the right guy. They don't change for the right guy? Well, that don't make sense to me, because I would think that women would change for the right guy. So who do they change for? The wrong guy? Like that doesn't... Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because I don't understand. Because if you're meeting the right guy, your person, who you think is your person, then hey, it's time to get it in shape. Just like a dude. Let's say a dude just out here in the streets, just doing his thing. He's single. He can do his thing. He ain't settling down with nobody. He got a few women here, a few women there. He just out here. And then he meets a woman and he knows in his spirit, this is the girl. Guess what he gonna do? He gonna get his stuff together. I know this. I talk to too many men not to know that. But if he does not, then he is a fool. So there goes that. All right. So number 4. Oh, this is a good one. All right. So I'm talking about 7 dating mistakes guys make. I keep repeating that. If you're watching this on YouTube, I keep repeating that because this is a live video. You're not seeing it live on YouTube, but this is a live video. All right. So number 4 on the 7 dating mistakes guys make. This is a good one for me. Assuming she still wants you. I cannot stand when I have dated a dude and then it didn't work out for whatever reasons. And then I could speak, I could smile, I could wish him a happy birthday. I could literally like a picture. And then all of a sudden he thinks I want him. His whole energy shift. He come in the inbox trying to test the waters, but kind of got this ego on him and a bit of arrogance attached. And it's just like, dude, I don't want you. Like, I don't want to be rude and come out and say I don't want you. But fellas, you can't be out here in these streets assuming a woman that you have liked, who has liked you back, a woman that you have been intimate with and she loved it, a woman that you knew liked you, but it never went anywhere. You can't just be out here assuming she still wants you days later, weeks later, decades later. Like you cannot assume that, because that's just feeding your ego. And when guys make these kinds of assumptions, you shouldn't assume anything. But when guys do that, that gets on my nerves, because I've had guys do that to me before. And I'm just like, all I said was happy birthday. I didn't say, come over here at 7 o'clock on the dot and let's hook it up. Like I never said any of those things. All I was doing was speaking. All I did was say hi. All I did was post and say I'd be in town. I literally had someone, this was recent, reach out to me in my messages because I go back to Arkansas. I go back to Arkansas for Thanksgiving. My mother, my stepdad lives there. I have an aunt that lives there. I have a small group of family members that live there, like count them on one hand, that live in Arkansas that I actually talk to and engage with. And someone jumped into my inbox when I said that, hey, I'll be there. And they was on some, yeah, what's up? I know he didn't say it. Hey, I didn't hear him say that, But that's what it was giving. And I was just like, oh yeah, I thought about you. Because the crazy part is I thought about the dude. I actually thought about him before he even sent me a message, which was weird. And I was like, oh my gosh, I thought about you. And he was like, oh, so what's up? That was the subtext. It was giving her. And I was like, sir. You know the memes, the mimes. I played a mime in high school, and I was like, on that episode of Martin when they had to go, when they found out Pam and Tommy was hooking up. Sir, I'm not, no. And so it was just like, oh, that's interesting. But anyway, I did not see him. I did not try to see him. I'm good. So fellas, you got to keep that in mind. You can't be out here just assuming every woman wants you, even if she wanted you before. That doesn't mean she's going to always continue to want you. People move on. People get over things. And people just decide, you know what? I might have liked you then, but I definitely don't like you now. There are dudes that you will like at certain stages in your life, and you will be head over heels. You will be hearts in your eyes infatuated. You will be obsessed in a healthy way. And then all of a sudden, because you're evolving, you're growing, you're learning, you definitely won't even want that kind of guy. Like later on down the line, you'll look back and be like, why was I even attracted to him? And he can be the most attractive man you've ever seen, but you will question, why was I even attracted to that, knowing who I am now, understanding my value, my worth, and my love for myself now. I could never even think or fathom trying to date or like a guy like that. Trust me when I say that it's true. All right. So number 5, we're talking about 7 dating mistakes guys make. Number 5, being convinced that you're the best thing, the best catch. You're the best she can do. A lot of guys, these are the arrogant guys, the guys with egos, the guys that just are feeling themselves. They're self-absorbed. They will believe that if you quit dating them, you can only go down low to the flow. That means you can't get another dude that's smarter, that looks better, that dresses better, that speaks better, that has a better car, house, home, jewels, cat, dog, parrot, name it. You can't do no better because he is top tier. And he is convinced that he's top tier. So if you leave him, you're losing out on life. And I need for no one to think that. No one is top tier. Oh, what time did I start this video? What time is this? Time is 6:59. My son just texted me talking about some 20-minute warning. What do you mean, sir? They don't close till 9 o'clock. Anyway, let me wrap this up. So that means let me wrap it up. There's another girl, someone let me know that they don't like my sidebars. They don't like me giving my stories. But I was just like, in social media, ain't that what you're supposed to do? I don't know. But we're going to wrap it up. So anyway, so don't assume that you're top tier and that she can't do any better, because that's just something, that's an ego thing. And we never want to think that, because life will come at you fast and it will humble you real quick. Okay? So number 6, 7 dating mistakes guys make. Number 6 is thinking she's trash because she's a baby mama. And what I mean by trash is thinking she's not of value and she's not a quality woman just because she has had a baby out of wedlock. A lot of people will look down on baby mamas and thinking, well, if he only gave you a baby, he didn't be with you for a lifetime. Like, why would I want to do that? Like, what's wrong with you? It goes back to number 1, right? When you then ask, what's wrong with you? There is nothing wrong with anyone. Anyone who is getting jiggy with it has the potential to have a child, period. Whether you choose to have the child or not, a child is possible. So when you meet a baby mama, I am technically a baby mama because I did not marry that baby daddy and I am not married currently. I am single. So you don't want to look upon someone as she's less than because she has a child out of wedlock and or she is divorced. And now they call them divorcees baby mamas now, apparently, versus ex-wives. Whatever her case may be, he could have passed along. He could have been unalive. He could have divorced her. She divorced him. Things didn't work out. It was a toxic situation. And or maybe it was just they were hooking up or they were in a relationship and didn't work out. It's like so many different scenarios. So when you're thinking about this, you cannot be out here judging women, because we know if it were on you, sir, and if you could possibly get pregnant, sir, how many times would you be down over there to the clinic And or how many children would you have? So just think about it that way. I know you won't, but just try. Okay. So number 7. 7 dating mistakes. Guys, make this a quick video. I didn't realize it was going to be this quick. I came on here a little late, but I'm here. So number 7, making assumptions about who she is versus getting to know who she is. I've had issues with this. Guys will make all these assumptions about me. And it's just like, once they actually talk to me and we have one solid conversation, it's just like, and I've heard this a million times. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't think you were who you were. I thought you were someone else. And I was just like, well, I don't know why, because you didn't talk to me. So how could you know what's in my mind and what's going to come out of my mouth? So when you're dating someone, fellas, or see her and you're thinking about dating her, you don't want to make all these assumptions about what you think her personality is going to be based upon her physique, based upon how she wears her hair, based upon her look, based upon her aesthetics, whatever it is, because that's what you get first. So you cannot make these assumptions because you have no idea. But what you can do is actually take the time out of your day to get to know this woman versus thinking, oh, she remind me of Patricia. She just like Patricia. She remind me of Karen. She just like Karen, Kelly, Ashley, name it. You just need to get to know her, because all the dudes that's ever been like, oh my God, I didn't know you were like this, actually enjoyed being around me. They loved it. They lived for it. And the last one loved it a little too much. And so we had to like block, delete, and get rid of it. Because that's the thing. That's where y'all mess up. Where y'all mess up on a good woman is y'all make all these assumptions that the woman is trash, or that the woman is not worthy, or that the woman has no value, or she's been so single for so long. So shoot, what is there about her that would make me want to stay? That you miss out on a gem. And then when you figure it out, this is a diamond in the rough, it's too late. It's too late. So don't be out here dragging your feet. Don't be out here being inappropriate. Don't be out here being disrespectful. Don't be out here sending D-pics. And don't be out here making yourself look like a fool when you make all these assumptions about a woman you don't even know. You got it? See, I got real quick to the point today. Somebody told me the other day, get to the point. And I said, I will try. I only had to get to the point today because I have to go pick up my son from work. But outside of that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Gotta go. If you do like this video, like it, subscribe, follow. If you want more free content, feel free to check hundreds of videos out on YouTube, even more on TikTok, even more on Facebook. If you got a question to ask me, DM me, inbox me. I got you. And I'll address it in the video. Outside of that, if you want to book a session with me, I gotta take a drink of water. I'm sorry. Allergies. You want to book a session with me? All the links are in my bio. MyMentor.life, Coach B. Wiley, and book a one-on-one session with me. It's an hour. If you want to buy my book, I'm updating this book. It's on Barnes & Noble and Google Play. Here's the book. Here's the soft copy. You can get the soft copy on Barnes & Noble. This is Hello, My Name is Single. It's about 100 pages. And then you can get it as an ebook on Google Play. Just type in Hello, My Name is Single, or just type in my name, B. Wiley, if you want to get copies of my books. I'm currently working on 4 books right now. I'm working on a part 2 to this, a part 2 to this. I'm working on Mastering the Manipulator. I'm working on Publish It Yourself, a book telling you how and teaching you how to publish your own book yourself. Because I published, this is self-published. It was on Amazon. I took it off of Amazon when it first came out because they was taking all of my money. When I was making my book sales, they was taking like half my money. You're not going to do that because I wrote the whole book. Y'all didn't write nothing. And so that's why it's on Barnes & Noble and Google Play right now, because I get majority of my money from my book sales. What else? So I got the Mastering the Manipulator, Hello, My Name is Single, Part 2, Publish It Yourself, and the Breakup book is coming up. So I got some books for y'all. So stay tuned. In the meantime, in between time, I'll be on here doing videos as much as I can. I haven't been on here this week as much because I've been having this allergy issue, but I forced myself to come on here today. My eye is still swollen. You might not be able to tell, but I can tell. It's still swollen and itchy and irritated. But until next time, looks like I'll try to get on here tomorrow. If not, then I'll be back to my regularly scheduled program on Monday. Tell a friend about my page. If you know a friend that's trifling and sad and down in the dumps, and by trifling, I mean If you know a dude that's trifling. No, women can be trifling too. But if you know someone who's for real, who needs help in dating and communicating because they keep hitting a wall, then this page is for them. And it's tons of free content. I ain't trying to sell you on nothing. If you want something for free, just go to my pages. If you want to take it a little step further, then that's when you can pay me for my service. But again, don't sign up for my service if you're not willing to invest at least 4 sessions. You don't pay for that up front. You just pay for a session by session. But I'm saying don't even waste your time with me if you're just trying to get everything out and think I'm going to solve all your problems in one session, because that's not how I roll. You don't lose weight. You don't lose 50 pounds in one workout session. That's crazy. You don't gain weight, gain a bunch of muscle in one workout session. It doesn't make sense. So let's make sense, okay? And so when you do that, you holler at me when you're ready. Coach B. Wiley on all the things. And don't holler at me until you are. Because a lot of people will come into my inbox and they want to beat around the bush. And it's I ain't going to say it's annoying. But if you know you're not ready and you know you're not willing to spend funds to book a session with me, and it's in plain sight when you go to mymentor.life how much I am. And if you know you're not A, wanting to spend the money, B, have the money to spend because the economy, don't even get me started on the economy, it's bad, then just don't. Just look at my free videos. Just don't even force yourself to say to me, I'm going to book a session. Don't even let those words even come out of your mouth. Don't let them come out your throat, because I don't need to hear that. And even when you say it, I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I see your name on my calendar and the monies are paid. And so if you want to work with me, let's work. But outside of that, just watch my videos. Just watch my videos. They're free. I have over 700 on YouTube. I don't know how many here on TikTok, and a bunch on Facebook. So, all right, that's my TED Talk. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching, by the way. Thank you for watching and following and subscribing.